Before you blame yourself, you need to understand what insulin actually does. Insulin is not the enemy. Your body needs it. Whenever you eat, your food is broken down into glucose. That glucose enters your bloodstream and gives your cells energy. Insulin acts like a key. It helps move that glucose out of your blood and into your muscles and other cells where it can actually be used. When everything is working properly, this process is smooth. You eat, insulin rises. Glucose moves into your cells. Then insulin comes back down. The problem starts when insulin stays elevated too often, meal after meal, snack after snack, day after day. Your cells keep getting the same signal, and over time, they may stop responding as well as they used to. It is almost like someone knocking on your door all day. At first, you answer. After a while, you start ignoring the sound. When your cells stop responding properly, glucose remains in your bloodstream longer. Your pancreas sees that and reacts by producing even more insulin. Now, you are stuck in a cycle. More insulin is released, but your cells respond less. So your body releases even more. And while that is happening, your body receives a strong message to store energy instead of using the fat it already has. That is one reason belly fat can feel so stubborn. You may also notice stronger cravings, especially for sugary or processed foods. Your energy can rise after eating, then suddenly crash a few hours later. You feel tired, hungry, and frustrated, even though you just ate. Then you eat again to feel better. Insulin rises again, and the cycle continues. This is why simply eating less or exercising harder does not always fix the problem. Those things can help, but if the underlying cycle is still running, your body may keep pushing back. You cannot solve a problem you do not understand. Once you see how this cycle works, the next steps become much clearer. You stop thinking your body is broken. You start realizing it has simply adapted to the signals it receives every day, and one of the strongest signals often arrives within the first 30 minutes after you wake up. Here's something most people don't realize. When you wake up in the morning, your body has already gone several hours without food. While you were sleeping, your insulin naturally dropped. That gives your body a chance to tap into stored fat for energy. You didn't have to do anything special. Your body was already doing what it was designed to do. Then comes breakfast. For a lot of people, it's whatever is quick and easy. A bowl of cereal, toast with jam, a pastry on the way to work, sweetened yogurt, fruit juice, maybe even a protein bar that sounds healthy but is loaded with sugar. The problem isn't just the calories. Many of these foods are digested very quickly. Your blood sugar rises fast, and your body responds by releasing a larger amount of insulin. If you're already becoming less sensitive to insulin, that bigger spike can keep the same cycle going. A few hours later, you're hungry again. Your energy drops. You start craving another snack. And before you know it, you're riding the same roller coaster all day long. That's why some metabolic health experts suggest waiting a little longer before eating your first meal, if it fits your lifestyle and your healthcare provider agrees it's appropriate for you. This isn't about starving yourself. It's not about skipping breakfast forever. It's simply about giving your body a little more time to use the energy it has already stored before insulin rises again. Even an extra hour or two may help create a longer overnight fasting window without turning your life upside down. While you're waiting, staying hydrated can make a big difference. Water is always a great choice. Unsweetened tea works well too. If you enjoy black coffee and it agrees with your stomach, that's another option many people use. Some people also include electrolytes, depending on their individual needs. The important thing is that you're not trying to punish your body. You're giving it a little more room to do what it's naturally meant to do. But timing is only part of the story. What you choose to eat when you finally break your fast may have an even bigger. Now let's talk about what happens when you finally eat. Imagine two people starting their morning. The first person grabs a bowl of sugary cereal and a glass of orange juice. It's quick, it tastes good, and it feels like a normal breakfast. The second person has eggs, plain Greek yogurt, maybe some grilled chicken, and half an avocado. Both meals have calories, but your body doesn't react to them the same way. The first breakfast is digested fast. Blood sugar rises quickly, insulin follows, and before long, that burst of energy starts to fade. A couple of hours later, you're hungry again. You start looking for another snack, and the cycle repeats itself. The second meal works differently. Protein takes longer to digest, so you stay full much longer. Instead of thinking about food all morning, you feel more satisfied and your energy stays steadier. That's one reason protein is so important. It doesn't just help build muscle. It also makes it easier to avoid overeating later in the day. When you're actually full, saying no to random snacks becomes much easier. Protein also gives your muscles what they need to recover and stay strong. And that's important because healthy muscle plays a big role in how your body handles blood sugar. Adding healthy fats can help even more. Foods like avocado, nuts, olive oil, or eggs slow digestion and provide a more steady source of energy. Instead of feeling great for an hour and then crashing, you stay more balanced throughout the morning. That doesn't mean carbohydrates are bad. Your body still needs them, especially if you're active. The goal isn't to avoid carbs. It's to use them wisely. Many people find it works better to eat more of their carbohydrates around workouts when the body is more likely to use them as fuel instead of storing the extra energy. That's a much healthier way to think about food. Instead of asking, "How many calories are in this meal?" try asking a different question. What kind of response will this meal create inside my body? Because in the long run, it's not just the number of calories that matters. It's how your meals affect your hunger, your energy, your blood sugar, and whether they help you stay consistent for the rest of the day. When most people want to lose belly fat, they usually think the answer is simple. Run more, sweat more, do longer cardio workouts. I used to believe that too. But the truth is, cardio isn't the only way to improve your metabolism. In fact, one of the most powerful things you can do has nothing to do with running farther. It's building muscle. Most people see muscle as something that changes how you look. Your body sees it very differently. Muscle is one of the biggest places where your body uses glucose. The more healthy muscle you have, the better your body becomes at pulling sugar out of your bloodstream and turning it into energy instead of letting it stay in your blood. And that's where something called GLUT4 comes in. Don't worry about remembering the name. Just think of GLUT4 like tiny doors inside your muscle cells. When you do resistance training, your muscles contract, and those little doors open wider. That makes it easier for glucose to move out of your bloodstream and into your muscles, where it actually belongs. The amazing part is that this process can happen with less dependence on insulin. Over time, your body becomes better at handling blood sugar. That means you're creating an environment that's less likely to encourage extra fat storage. The best part? You don't have to live in the gym. You don't need 2-hour workouts. For most people, 3 or 4 solid strength training sessions each week are enough to make a real difference. Focus on exercises that work several muscles at the same time. Squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, lunges. These movements challenge large muscle groups, burn more energy, and help your body build strength more efficiently than spending all your time on small isolation exercises. And here's something that surprises a lot of people. You may start improving your metabolism before the number on the scale really changes. Maybe your energy stays steady all afternoon. Maybe you're not craving snacks every couple of hours anymore. Maybe your workouts feel easier and you're recovering faster. Those changes matter. They're often the first signs that your body is becoming more insulin sensitive again, even if your waist hasn't changed much yet. That's why it's important not to judge your progress only by body weight. Your body is doing a lot of work behind the scenes before you ever see it in the mirror. And once that process starts, the visible results usually follow. But strength training isn't the only habit that supports a healthier metabolism. There's another one that's much easier on your body, takes almost no special equipment, and is simple enough to do almost every single day. There's an idea a lot of us grow up believing. If you're not completely exhausted after a workout, it probably wasn't good enough. More sweat, more pain, more suffering. For a long time, I thought that was true too. But when it comes to improving your metabolism and losing stubborn belly fat, pushing yourself harder isn't always the smartest move. Sometimes, doing less actually helps you make more progress. One of the most underrated habits is something almost everyone can do. Just walk, not a slow stroll while looking at your phone. A brisk, steady walk, the kind that's often called Zone 2. You don't need fancy equipment or a fitness watch to know if you're doing it right. Here's an easy test. If you're breathing a little harder but can still have a conversation without gasping for air, you're probably in the right zone. At that pace, your body relies more on fat for fuel instead of depending mostly on stored carbohydrates. That makes walking surprisingly effective, even though it doesn't feel nearly as intense as a hard workout. There's another benefit people don't talk about enough. Walking helps your mitochondria become stronger and more efficient. Think of mitochondria as tiny power plants inside your cells. They're responsible for turning food into usable energy. The healthier those little power plants become, the better your body gets at using fat as fuel throughout the day, not just while you're exercising. And unlike intense cardio, walking is much easier on your joints. It creates less physical stress. Recovery is easier. That means you're much more likely to do it again tomorrow. And that's what really matters. A workout you can repeat consistently will almost always beat the perfect workout you only manage once in a while. You don't need hours every day. For most people, 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking is a great place to start. If it fits your schedule, try walking before your first meal in the morning, or take a walk after eating. Both can be simple ways to make movement part of your day without feeling like another chore. The goal isn't to destroy yourself. The goal is to build habits your body actually responds well to. Because when healthy choices become something you can repeat day after day, real change stops feeling like a constant battle and starts becoming part of your normal life. And while walking and strength training can make a huge difference, there's one habit that quietly affects almost everything else. It doesn't happen in the gym. It happens every single night while you're asleep. Imagine this for a second. You eat healthy all day. You get your workout done. You even go for your daily walk. By the end of the day, you feel like you did everything right. Then you stay up until midnight scrolling on your phone, or you only get 5 or 6 hours of sleep. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it can quietly cancel out a lot of the work you put in. That's because sleep isn't just about feeling less tired the next morning. It's when your body does some of its most important repair work. While you're sleeping, your body helps restore insulin sensitivity, balances the hormones that control hunger, repairs muscle, and gets you ready for the next day. None of that happens by accident. It's part of the recovery process your metabolism depends on. When you don't sleep enough, things start moving in the wrong direction. One of the biggest changes involves cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. When sleep is consistently cut short, cortisol tends to stay higher for longer. That makes it harder for insulin to do its job, which can make blood sugar harder to manage. It can also leave you feeling hungrier than usual and make your body more likely to store extra fat around your waist. Poor sleep may also make it harder to maintain muscle, and that's the last thing you want when healthy muscle plays such a big role in keeping your metabolism working well. The good news is that improving your sleep doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need expensive gadgets. You don't need a complicated nighttime routine. Start with the basics. Try going to bed at about the same time every night, even on weekends. Give your body a schedule it can count on. If you can, finish your last meal 2 or 3 hours before bed so your body isn't focused on digestion while you're trying to sleep. During the last hour of the evening, spend less time staring at bright screens. Give your brain a chance to slow down naturally. And keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark. Sometimes, the simplest changes are the ones that make the biggest difference. Here's the way I like to think about it. Sleep isn't a reward for working hard. It's the foundation that allows all your healthy habits to actually do their job. Without good sleep, everything feels harder. With it, your body is in a much better position to regulate blood sugar, recover from exercise, manage hunger, and burn fat more efficiently. And that's why no single habit should ever be viewed on its own. Real progress happens when all of these habits start working together instead of fighting each other. By now, you've probably noticed something. None of these habits work well on their own. That's where a lot of people get frustrated. They find one piece of good advice and expect it to solve everything. more protein, a better workout, a longer walk, a new supplement. Then, when nothing changes overnight, they assume it didn't work. But that's not really the problem. Think about it like building a house. You can spend a fortune on a beautiful roof, but if the foundation is weak, the whole house is still unstable. Your health works the same way. Eating more protein is a smart move, but it won't completely make up for sleeping 5 hours a night. Lifting weights is one of the best things you can do for your metabolism, but it can't fully overcome a diet that's packed with highly processed foods every day. Walking is incredibly helpful, but it won't erase the effects of constantly overeating or living under nonstop stress. Each habit supports the next one. They don't compete with each other. They work together. That's what makes lasting change different from quick fixes. The truth is, most people don't fail because they picked the wrong workout or the wrong meal plan. They fail because they're always looking for the next answer instead of giving the simple habits enough time to work. One week, it's a new diet. The next week, it's another fitness trend. Then it's another supplement that's supposed to change everything. I've been there too. It feels exciting because you're always starting something new. But starting over every few weeks keeps you from seeing what consistency can actually do. Real progress usually looks a lot less exciting. It's eating a protein-rich breakfast again tomorrow. It's showing up for another strength workout. It's taking another walk after dinner. It's going to bed on time, even when no one is watching. Those small choices don't seem life-changing in the moment. But when you repeat them day after day, they begin reinforcing each other. Your energy improves. Your cravings become easier to manage. Your workouts feel better. Healthy decisions start feeling more automatic instead of something you have to force yourself to do. That's when things really begin to change. Not because you found the perfect trick, but because you built a system your body can actually respond to. And the best part is, that system doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be simple enough that you can repeat it tomorrow and the day after that. So where do you start? Honestly, much simpler than most people think. You don't need to change your entire life tomorrow morning. In fact, that's one of the biggest reasons people give up. They try to fix everything at once, get overwhelmed, and quit before they ever see results. Instead, focus on building a few habits that naturally support each other. Start your morning with a glass of water before reaching for food. If it fits your lifestyle and your healthcare provider says it's appropriate for you, consider waiting a little longer before eating your first meal. There's no need to force it. The goal is simply to give your body a little more time to use stored energy. When you do eat, make protein the center of your meal. Choose foods that are as close to their natural form as possible. You don't have to eat perfectly. Just make better choices more often than not. During the week, make time for strength training 3 or 4 times. You don't have to become a gym fanatic. Just give your muscles a reason to stay active and grow. Then make walking part of your daily routine. 20 or 30 minutes can be enough. It doesn't have to feel like another workout. It can simply become part of your day. And don't forget your evenings. Protect your sleep the same way you protect your nutrition and exercise. A consistent bedtime may not feel exciting, but it's one of the best investments you can make for your metabolism. Most importantly, don't try to be perfect. Pick 1 or 2 habits first. Let them become automatic. Then, build from there. Real change doesn't come from feeling motivated every day. It comes from repeating small actions until they become part of who you are. That's when healthy living stops feeling like hard work and starts feeling normal. If there's one thing I hope you remember, it's this. Struggling with belly fat doesn't automatically mean you're lazy or lack discipline. More often, your body has simply adapted to years of repeated habits. The good news is that it can adapt in a healthier direction too. Don't expect overnight results. Instead, pay attention to the signs that really matter. Notice your waistline, your energy throughout the day, how well you're sleeping, and whether those constant cravings are starting to fade. Those small changes are often the first signs that your metabolism is improving. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which habit are you going to start with first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy learning about the hidden processes inside the body that most people never hear about, make sure to subscribe to Hidden Organ Secrets. We're just getting started, and there's so much more to uncover together.